Few things are as pretty as a golf course. I'm showing it to you because I'm going to tell you a story on this Monday morning about golf courses and beauty. Good Monday morning. I'm out here on a beautiful golf course, and I learned something a few years back that golf can be a very holy experience. I surprised Philly. I didn't know anything about golf before I married him. I surprised him early on with a round at Pebble Beach. And I walked the first few holes with him, and I thought I'm going to sneak away and go shopping. And the whole time I was shopping, all I could think was, I'm missing this beautiful golf course. So I went back and walked the last 9 holes with him. And from that time forward, I kind of fell in love with golf, but I fell in love a little more with golf courses. And since then, I've taken a few lessons. I'm horrible because I don't like to practice, and to be better at golf, you have to practice. But I do like to go play a few holes, take a good book, ride in the cart, and then enjoy the beauty, because it's absolutely beautiful, peaceful. People aren't supposed to talk loud. But what I've discovered is golf can bring out some of the something that's up in there. And a few weeks back, Philly came home and he was sharing with me. He had gone to the driving range, and he was sharing about 3 separate encounters he had, not one-on-one, but just observing as he was headed to the driving range, and 3 different little scenarios. And in each one, he said the men's language was profane. He said, and I thought, here we are in this beautiful atmosphere doing this privileged game, and our words are brutal. And I realized that the uncommon has become common. It used to be really rare to hear the kind of language that we hear today. 4-letter words, the F word, GD, all of those things were saved for the movies that you didn't go see, and they sure weren't an everyday common language. But the reason it seems that they're so common now is because they're everywhere. They're in so much that we put inside of us. And I think of that passage of scripture often from Philippians. Hold on 1 minute. Ow, that just bit the snot out of me. Is that a bad word? Snot? See, that's what golf courses do. I think of that passage of scripture in Philippians that says, whatsoever things are pure and holy and just and honest and of good report, if there be any virtue or any praise, think on these things. And yet, those are not what we often put inside of us. And I think of this old story that I heard years ago about this little boy who asked his wise grandfather about good and evil, and the grandfather simply said, whatever you feed wins. And so the question is, what are we feeding into our spirits? Because the more we feed the things of the world, the language of the world, the more it comes out of us. That's why God told us, that's why scripture tells us, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be pleasing to you, O Lord. They go hand in hand. The words of the mouth will reflect the meditation of the heart. And so the more vile the things are that we put in us, the more vile the things are that will come out of us. And so the uncommon can become common. So all around us is the beauty of God. Scripture says every good and perfect gift comes down from the throne above. We are encapsulated with the gifts of God, from nature to children, to friends, to food, to beauty of all kinds, to the sunrise in the morning, to the sunset at night, to the voice of a familiar friend on the other line. They're all good and perfect gifts, deserving the honor of our language. Language is a holy thing God created by the words of his mouth. Scripture says life and death are in the power of the tongue. This is a powerful force. And people are listening and watching and observing how we live, what we say. But it starts often in what we do in our own private way of living. So just a thought on this beautiful golf course on this Monday morning. What are the words of your mouth? Pay attention to them this week. May they honor God. May the words of our mouth and the meditation of our heart be pleasing to him.